Mark Clifford, we don't hear too much about the greening of Asia. Mostly we hear about the opposite. Is that what drove you to write this book?
Yeah, it would have been very easy to write The East is Black. It's a complete nightmare. It's a disaster. But things are changing, and there's an opportunity for business to clean up Asia, just like we saw businesses clean up America. Used to be a disaster here in the 60s and the 70s. Now it's quite clean. I think we're going to see much of the same transition happening in Asia. Right now, it's an environmental emergency. But as Asia gets richer, as its citizens become more assertive, governments are having to respond. And that's a great opportunity for businesses.
Anecdotally, a lot of Americans know about the pollution problems in China, but quantitatively, scientifically, how bad is it?
It's bad. More than 1 million people a year die in China alone prematurely of air pollution. The situation is it's bad in India, it's bad around much of the rest of the region. So you're having millions of people every year dying before their time just because of air pollution.
And as you explain in the book, the Chinese government seems to have gotten the point that they've hit a point of no return. What are they doing about it?
Well, last year they spent about $89 billion on clean tech. That's almost twice as much as the U.S. spent. They've got a long-term plan to raise renewable energies, non-fossil fuel energy, to 20% of the mix by the year 2030. They're doing a lot. They'll have as much renewable energy as the entire U.S. electricity system today by 2030.
But can they maintain those growth rates in India, in Indonesia, in China, and also fix the pollution problem? Because they need to keep people working, otherwise they'll have unrest in the streets.
They can, and this is a great opportunity for them. There are jobs, there are green jobs, there are ways of building new buildings that are more efficient. There's new infrastructure, there's smart cities that need to be built. There are enormous jobs, and there's not going to be an economic cost to this. In fact, there will probably be a net economic benefit as a result of the green revolution in Asia.
And on that note, how can U.S. investors benefit from China and India, the emerging world cleaning itself up?
Well, there are a couple ways. One is through Asian companies, especially those listed on the New York and American stock exchanges, the NASDAQ. A lot of the Chinese solar companies are listed. They're a tough play. They go up and down like yo-yos. Jinko, I think, is a good company. It's traded between 40 and 2. If you bought it at 2, you're happy because now it's in the upper 20s. If you bought it at 40, you're still underwater. These things tend to trade in a very commodity-like way. They're also very, very sensitive to political news. The U.S. slapping anti-dumping and tariffs on Chinese solar companies is what started the rally because that put a floor under prices. There are big international companies, Schneider Electric, it's Paris listed. The CEO just pulled and moved his whole family to Hong Kong because he wanted to rebase this 100-year-old company or refocus it on Asia because he knows that's where the opportunity is.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you for watching The Street.